Hello, it is me, and I don't have an intro yet because I am stupid and deal with it. Today, I have decided to just take random, specifically one. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this video, hopefully, assuming nothing goes wrong. But essentially, I have taken these, AI hazbinhotel adoptables, and I'm making them into completely different ones. Well, not necessarily completely different, they're still inspired, but you guys get the point. I am creating these into my own characters. Warning here, I am going to be cross-referencing to my pre-established hazbinhotel OCs, so if you get a little confused, I am going to put my toy house up on screen so that way you guys can go check out these other OCs. And I'm also going to be cross-referencing just to the normal hazbinhotel, or technically Helliverse, world, just for backstory reasons. But yeah, that's essentially what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, no, right here, so this OC I decided to name Star, but like the cringy Roblox version, because this OC died in 2020 during the big scary pandemic, and that will, I promise, that will come into play into the character. It's not just she happened to get COVID, but essentially her name is spelled as ST4R. So it's like the cringy Roblox version. If I remember correctly, it was like around 2020 when we had people naming their Roblox character Star, or like other variations of words with numbers in them. I believe that's when that got popular. But away from the name, let's talk about her sins, and then we're gonna get into her life, and then we'll move on to talking about her death. Sorry if this seems all over the place. This video is completely unscripted because I find I rant better without something being scripted. So yeah, bear with me here. So essentially her main sin is sloth. So yeah, her main sin is sloth. She's big on vanity too, but heavy focus on sloth. But essentially, she died when she was 20 years old, so yeah, she was born in 2000. So yeah, in her life, she was very like, I don't want to do anything, but more specifically, instead of the usual classic way of presenting sloth as lazy, doesn't want to do anything, couch potato, she was more so sloth as in like, oh, I'm supporting a bad company. Well, what else am I supposed to do? I'm not about to go look and find better alternatives. No, that's still a little too much work. Or like if like a political figure was doing bad stuff, instead of changing her view on life, she's like, I've already supported this guy, I'm not gonna go do research, I'm just gonna continue supporting them. So yeah, that's essentially who they were. Very shitty person. Overall, just not the best person. So yeah, so yeah, I like to imagine that in her life, she just spent her time hopping from minimum wage to minimum wage job, just because she didn't want to go to college. It was too much work. She did not want to have to deal with, you know, paying with college debt, which I get. You don't want to pay college debt, but like, I don't know, it was to like a lazy point, nothing like actually reasonable. So yeah, then with relationships, I forgot to mention this, she's also pretty decently big on lust, although it isn't like her main sin. But essentially, she always wanted relationships, but she never actually wanted to put in the work for them. So her relationships ended up falling out really quickly. Not the other person's fault, it's like completely her fault for all of it. So yeah, cut to 2020. Okay, so she's way too lazy to actually put on a mask. She's like, how dangerous can I don't know if I can say it, so I'm just gonna say the virus, and hopefully that will work. I don't know if it's like a like you won't get, I don't know, you won't be able to monetize your video, or if it's like your video will get taken down. So I'm just gonna say the virus. But cut to 2020, the pandemic's raging, you know, people are freaking out, people are thinking that it's just one break from school and all that. You know, she's 20, she's been out of high school for like a year or two, so essentially she's like, oh come on, how dangerous can the virus be? I'm not gonna wear a mask. I'm not gonna bother doing that unless I'm like forcefully provided one. So yeah, she got sick and she got it pretty bad. You know, she's in the hospital and she ended up dying. Not fun. I don't think COVID-19 is a fun way to die. So when she got to hell, she's like, oh come on, what the fuck is this? Too much work. I don't want to spend my time running and all that shit. So essentially, she spent her time briefly as like Angel's job, I guess, because it was easy for her to do and make money quickly, but she never actually sold her soul to Valentino. She's working by herself, essentially. She wasn't like working for anyone. She was like, oh, I'll do this if you pay me. So yeah, eventually once she you know, had enough money, she got an apartment and she kept doing it so that way she can make money, because she's not gonna go get a job. She could never, plus she didn't really have any skills in life, so she's like, I'm gonna continue with what I'm doing. So eventually she saves up for her phone. She's like, oh, Vox's social media, that sounds cool. So she started just posting bi-regularly, and eventually she grew a decent following, I guess one could say. So yeah, no, she just continues doing it. And because she's very easily swayed by money, like when she gets decently big, she gets sponsorships from Vox Tech to like promote stuff. So whenever she's like filming stuff, she's like, oh, by the way, today's video is sponsored by Vox Tech, and that was just another medium for Vox to spread propaganda. And because she was getting money at the end of the day, which meant she could buy more clothes, which by the way, she sources all her clothes from Velvet. She isn't the best place to buy shit from either. She's not a good person, and she's like, I'm not gonna go find a better way to, you know, get cool clothes. I'm just gonna continue buying from her. So eventually, either way, it gets funneled back. She isn't very good with self-control, so she spends her money really quickly. So yeah, so essentially, she's just a continuous cycle. She does Angel's job on the side, and I'm not saying like she does his job for him. I'm saying like, I'm pretty sure you guys get what I mean, but essentially she like does what he does on the side if she needs money, and yeah, that's essentially what she does. Okay, she's never done like anything openly bad. She's just not been the best person in general, not morally reprehensible, I guess you could say. So yeah, no, she does that for a little bit. I'm assuming Hazbin Hotel takes place in 2024, so like current timing. So essentially, okay, so now we're getting to the point where it's like after the current show, so like future. So at this point in this storyline, we're getting to after the main show, like after season 1 essentially, so like season 2 time period, I guess, although season 2 is out. So this is all open to change once season 2 comes out. This is pretty much just my version until, you know, season 2 comes out. But essentially, after it comes out that souls can be redeemed, because my OC Khan after she got kicked, which by the way, Khan is an exterminator. I'm just saying that she fell after insulting Loot, but essentially Khan fell. She told the people at the hotel, you guys can kill me, but first I'm gonna spill all the tea because I am kicking Sarah and Loot in the ass one way or another. So that's essentially what happens. She essentially just spills it. So once it comes out that sinners can be redeemed and all that is public knowledge, and sinners are more open to the hotel, she's like, I know there's Alistair there and Vox doesn't like him, and I already have a decent flow of income either way if I stop getting sponsorships from Vox. So I'm just gonna go to the hotel and see what it's all about, because if there's a way I can get into heaven and not be in this oh so stressful place, then I'm gonna do it, because that's gonna be an easier life. So she goes to the hotel, and this is where like the main focus is, because it really speaks for her character. So at this point I'm gonna list who's at the hotel just so everything makes sense. At this point, Esther, who's essentially Lucifer's sibling, like one of them, because I'm functioning off of the idea where he has multiple different siblings. It's like the Fanon idea. So we have like Fanon God and everything in this universe. And I'm just explaining that because Esther doesn't quite have a toy house made yet. And then there's Kem, who is another one of my OCs. Curtis, who is another one of my OCs that hasn't had their toy house posted yet, and after this video I'm going to try to get them all posted along with their backstories and all that. We got Khan, who I already explained, Charlie, Vaggie, Angel, Husk, Alistair. Hold on. Let me think. Who else? Who else am I blanking on? I'm pretty sure that's it. That, or I'm forgetting someone, but I'm pretty sure that's it. At this point in time. So essentially she goes there, she's like, hey, I'm willing to change if you guys like let me. So yeah, she's welcomed in, because Charlie will be damned if she doesn't like try to fix everyone. So essentially everything starts off slow, because they're giving her time to actually settle in and open up, but like a week later, that's when they finally start getting serious about redemption, being like, oh yeah, we gotta go do this, otherwise you're getting out of here if you cannot change at all. So essentially she is pushed to do more, and basically just a reminder, well, not a reminder because I haven't told this, but essentially Star is in her room 24/7 doing fuck all. She's like, I ain't hanging out with these people. I mean, it's free rent, for goodness sake. I can spend all my money I want. So essentially, yeah, that's what happens. And Charlie, Charlie is pushed to tell, okay, so Charlie's essentially pushed to say, hey, if you don't start making an effort, you're out by Vaggie, although Vaggie has already told them this prior, but Vaggie told Charlie to reiterate it. So essentially Star is pushed to do more, and Star isn't very happy about this, but I mean, free rent, what is she gonna say? No. So she starts hanging out more, but it's like kind of like how Kem was when they first got there, not very slow progress. I mean, she's becoming more open to interaction, but she isn't actively changing. Nothing is really happening. And it's not like she has any trauma that she could trauma bond with the other people there. If anything, I'd say that she's pretty mentally stable, just very, very lazy. So yeah, no, she's just functioning. That's pretty much it. But yeah, so essentially, it's very slow progress. I mean, she's there for a month now, 2 months, 3 months, still no progress. So yeah, and then we have Heaven strikes back again, and she is very uncultured on how to fight. So the entire time, while Kim is trying to protect Curtis, because Curtis, I'm not gonna say every single person with PTSD acts like this, but I'm gonna put the word up on the screen because I don't think I can say it, but that's how they died. They died at the ripe old age of 18. So, well, Kim is trying to protect Curtis from, getting killed. She's also having to drag along Star, because Star doesn't know shit about battle. And, she's having Khan cover them. So, essentially, they get out of the way. Once they're out of the way and, aren't actively trying to, get killed, Khan has to watch as her best friend / girlfriend thing gets shot, and by shot I mean hit with an arrow, and dies. And then we have Khan's entire brief villain arc, and by villain arc I mean revenge arc. So I mean go girl, slay bitch. So, yeah, enough of them. I gotta go back to Star. So essentially, after that, Star's like, holy crap, these people actually care about me. I gotta put in effort. So then after that, it's not easy, but, Curtis helps. And she slowly starts making an effort to at least try and change. She's getting off social media less. She's getting off social media more. She isn't chronically online as much as she was. Finally making an effort, and she's like, holy crap, I wasn't the best person, with the help of Charlie, basically laying it out and spelling it out for like the millionth time. So yeah, that's essentially what happened. What the fuck? Sorry, my cats just fought, I guess. Sorry, that scared me for a second. Because I just hear her out my door meowing. And I'm like, holy crap, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's my cats. My cats are bitches. But yeah. Anyways, so she finally starts making an effort. And then, eventually, she dies. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can get into heaven is if you die. I like to think that she died out in the streets, stray bullet. She got it. She got the stray bullet and ended up, keeling over soon after. I'd like to imagine Curtis followed, which is very, very depressing, seeing as it's like the exact same way that they died, but what can you do? And Khan is depressed, nicotine addiction and everything. Damn you, Angel, for letting her have one cigarette. But yeah, that's essentially it. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot to follow. After that, after they're in heaven, Heaven decides to strike back one more time, except I'd like to imagine that Heaven entered a civil war. So we have one group of angels, and then another group of angels that's like, no, let them in. And then the other group of angels is like, no, let's not let the sinners in. And I like to imagine that God is digging off somewhere else, not caring at all, that are at least watching the drama. Lucifer's siblings are divided. They don't know what's going on. So yeah, Esther kills herself like in a kamikaze mission to like stop Azrael from like destroying the hotel again. And it's very depressing. I'm planning on actually writing that down so you guys can read it. So yeah, that I just had to tie off the ends. So yeah, anyways, that is the first AI redesign / entry to my version of Hazbin Hotel. Let me know if you guys want to see more that, or if you guys want like completely different content. So I don't know. I'm obviously gonna make a part 2 to the redesigning AI adopts, because AI adopts suck, and I hate the idea of people getting money off of fake art / stolen art. So yeah, sorry I'm so awkward, but yeah, I'll either do that or I will like finish my OC's reference sheets, and then I'll like screen record it and share it with you guys while I like trauma dump their stories onto you guys. So yeah, that, or I could make an entire series where I redesign and rewrite Has Been Hotel as if I wrote it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm a busy bitch. I have a filled week. We'll see. It's really just a we'll see thing, but yeah, peace out, guys. I hope you guys have a good day. And if you don't have a good day, I'm sorry, but I can't really do anything about that, I don't think. Have fun. Toy House and other social medias will be in the description. Oh, by the way, before I forget, my art fight will be on screen, and then I will also have my art fight in the in the description if you guys want a chance to have your OCs drawn by me, because I will do it. Make sure you follow / friend my account, and I will try to friend you guys back depending on how many people friend me. And I always make sure I look through people's OCs whenever they friend me. So yeah, if you friend me, you guys might get your OCs drawn if I get to it. But essentially, yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a good day, guys. I don't have an outro, so this is very awkward. Bye-bye.